Hey, you right guys, Trace Mutters Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 3 of Rings of Power Season 1. People are really hating on this show. They're really disliking it. I've seen some people gave it a 1 to 2 out of 10, which I thought was wild, and people like thinking Tolkien's rolling in his grave, and if he was still alive, this is definitely what would have killed him off. Um, so, I mean, fairs, but I don't think it's been that bad. I think I do agree that the characters are not great at the moment, and I don't think some of the acting is really up to snuff, especially after you've seen, like, say, House of the Dragon, which is going on at the moment, and then you come to the actors here. I do think there are some good actors here, but I think there are definitely some that aren't really doing the best job. But I think overall, it's like we're very early on in the season. There's hopefully more. I mean, if this was how I felt throughout the entire of the first season, then yeah, I'd be very disappointed. But we're only on episode 3, so hopefully things start to pick up the pace with this episode. And if not this one, definitely episode 4, because then we'll be getting to halfway through the season. But yeah, I don't think episodes 1 and 2 were that bad. I think they were both. I don't think they were great, but I'd probably go if they were like good, good episodes. But yeah, we'll see what they do with episode 3. So if you enjoy, remember to leave a like. If you're new, remember to subscribe. And if you do want the early and uncut reactions to the Rings of Power, then link to the Patreon page will be in the description and in one of the comments down below. There'll only be a couple of hours getting the reaction quicker than YouTube, so do keep that in mind. But for now, let's do this.
Dad, come on!
That scream was pretty wild. I do remember that. I do hope the hobbits, get more interest in this set. Oh, he's actually been fully captured. Wow, I thought that was a joke. Oh, they're not orcs, so maybe they are. Oh, this is fun. Okay, no, they're definitely orcs. Oh, is the kid orc gonna set him free at the end of the ep? It's gonna be the big ep where he starts a revolution and everyone breaks out of the prisons. What are they even digging? Just for the sake of it.
To what port do we sail?
See for yourself. We're nearly there.
Nearly where?
We just said you'll see for yourself.
Home.
Home, yes. Damn. I'd want to go up the nostril though. This is pretty cool. I'd live it.
There is only
That
one
looks
place it
good.
can be.
That should look terrible for a TV show. Jeez. That's it. You got a swan dive off the hand. How many buildings do you want? That's like one of the biggest cities we've seen.
I don't want to be lost here without an escort.
An escort? You don't want to be lost here without a bloody escort, now do you? I haven't seen like one bit that looks bad yet. I'm like trying to find one. It's kind of a bit Minas Tirith with this tree in the middle. I mean, for all I know, it could be, and it's like not been designed yet.
No one kneels in Númenor.
Oh, okay. I respect that.
Daughter of the Golden House of Finarfin, commander of the northern armies of High King Gil-galad.
I'm Bob. Here he goes, look. I'm Bob.
Halbrand.
And grant us ship's passage to Middle-earth.
You bloody what? Also, I do actually like the Galadriel and Bob duo, whatever his name is.
It is because of the elves that you were given this island. Surely you could spare a few
Oh,
planks
now
of
they're
wood.
bloody pissed.
Guards.
My friend.
He's
It
going
seems
to
to
whip
me
on
that
the
our
charm.
leaving presents some complications. Weigh our request. A few days, perhaps.
Yeah, you haven't built all this CGI city just to go instantly, like...
Not be made a prisoner.
I would sooner kneecap a stallion than seek to imprison the mighty commander of the northern armies.
The people like that one. Had a good old chuckle.
Perhaps some peace could do you good as well.
He's like, chill out for 3 days. These two have potential. I'm not going to say I love them because I don't.
Faster than that, you want to spot in my guard!
Jason Momoa. And he looks like the priest from Midnight Mass a little bit. A Sildor.
Sildur!
Oh. How does that work? Correct me if I'm wrong, a Sildor shouldn't be a thing yet.
Sea is always right!
I guess the sea is always right.
There you are. Very
Correct.
Put down the sketchbook for one!
In the ancient tongue of the Eldar, it can also mean elf friend.
Then are you
Oh, okay.
an elf?
There's your
friend?
problem.
Then I shall have to ask you to perform The service.
You're gonna have to kill her, or I don't know. Kill her in her sleep or something. No, there'd be a dagger if that was the case. Númenor. That's still... Wow. It's so far from Middle-earth still. Okay. I was gonna say, it's probably a bit silly to think she would have swam back to Middle-earth. I like the map thing. It, like, helps put things in perspective. I can relate. Well, you could just run off then.
First opportunity either of you has to get a glimpse above this trench, you take it.
I mean, you could just probably jump over to look over that.
Roots block our path. Then rip them out.
Rip the roots out.
The whole stinking tree down.
Here we go, the badass orc.
Good elf.
Called Flobby Flub or something.
You show strength.
He's got them British teeth.
Auto ration.
That's definitely piss. That's orc piss. Probably a bit of orc vomit and shit in there as well. You're being played, mate. You are being played. Don't even go for that. Or it's just the most intense drinking scene I've ever watched. Maybe he's just a really kind orc. Oh, okay. That'll be what that was then. Okay, I was waiting for the shoe to drop. Is that what I was just enjoying my water? What? Oh, that's, yeah. That's good accuracy, I'll give him that.
I will cut it down!
That's our first death, no? I think. I guess maybe, unless you include the orc from last step. Oh, wow. That's depressing. It's always sad in Lord of the Rings when you see trees being cut down, because, yeah, they made us care about trees. That's how my mum used to try to get me to eat broccoli. She's like, oh, yeah, it came from ants. I was like, oh, okay. 2-year-old me believed her.
Suppose the words never managed to escape your throat.
Ah, right, yeah, badass.
Supposing they did.
Where I run and how I run there are none of your concern. Anywhere is better than
She's
here,
so pissed,
where
isn't
I'm
she?
hated by all who see me.
I feel like that's the only thing with Galadriel at the moment, is like there's no warmth to her character, so it's hard to like her. I love Galadriel in Lord of the Rings.
Quarter day's ride. What is it you seek?
Did you say ride?
Oh, so they dipped quick. A slow motion horse scene. Yes. That's like a Lloyd's advert. That's goofy looking, I'm sorry. Jeez, it's actually kind of scary. It's the first time she's smiled though, Joe. It's like, oh well. I could have done without that.
What will you take next? Our lands? Our trades?
Don't forget your women.
Got him. Oh yeah, you've done it now.
On him.
Next few rounds on me.
Yeah, that's how you win over the blokes, isn't it?
You're not so bad, low man.
He's trying to get his thing. You can see him going for it. Yeah, easy peasy. I could pickpocket it. I was pissed.
Really thought I wouldn't notice.
Oh, fail.
I don't want any trouble.
Bit late for that, isn't it?
Yeah, you did kind of try and rob him. Oh, we're getting pushed about. They're just touching him up. They're not even doing it. Is that it? Oh, okay. Jeez. How strong is there's blood on the... Jesus. That's the most blood I've ever seen in Lord of the Rings. This is what, a 12? Oh, he can handle himself, I'll give him that.
He drew this to record the tower's location.
It's all piecing together. Evil is among you all.
I must be blind.
Oh.
It is a map of the Southlands.
I thought they were about to do some, like, Star Wars, like, with the key. Wasn't that bad, at least.
It speaks not only of a place,
Hey,
but a plan.
kind of.
Plan by
You
which
can't really see it.
crew to roam with their own.
And the Southlands are in grave danger.
If Sauron has indeed returned.
Hey, I'm pretty sure he has. Oh, so just figured that is where they are, to be fair. Okay, I don't want to be harsh, but that was so obviously what that sigil was. It's so obvious. It's not like it's well hidden in the map. It's like that's all that is on the map, is that sigil. No, we're not going to the Hobbits, are we? Because this app's been good. And I'll do the hobbits, and then we're going to slow the pacing down. Okay. We're good. Oh wait, no, never mind. We are with the hobbits. And they're doing a little dance in some straw. Oh god. By far the weakest part of the show. These lot.
goes off trail.
Like a little bit of grass on his head.
We'll make it to the grove.
Are you sure about that?
All of us?
Huh?
All of us.
Okay, all of us, even if that includes his corpse.
I'll stay at the front of the caravan. And we got Nori.
It doesn't sound like it's much of a team effort, does it? It's like you gotta pull your own weight, no one's gonna chip in.
Only sensible thing to do is top off his food, point him to the nearest human village, and fare thee well, straight. That's not.
I'm really actually disappointed these are in the app. The app was doing so well. I thought it was gonna be 10 minutes of this. There's no way though, is there?
Are you all right?
Yes. Almost done.
Oh my god.
How much have you got left?
Grab it! Jesus! I'm actually...
Just a little left.
Oh, stressing me out. It's gonna do that. We're gonna fill up the app with this.
Calm yourself and get yourself some chestnut
Oh,
pie.
that was such pain.
Strange girl, that one.
You could have just waited until he left and then got it. That's like you left like 2 seconds after. Do we even need that like comedy moment?
Who fell behind. And should any Harfoot fall behind this migration, they likewise will be carried with us in our hearts.
Great. He's basically saying you can fall behind you. You're done. There's no companionship with this lot then. That's great.
Stuck in the snows of the mountain pass.
We wait for you.
All the Hardfoots that have died.
Chan's proud fellow,
Proud fellow, yeah.
taken by landslide one rainy winter day.
We wait for you.
Well, you lost quite a few that day then. That's unfortunate.
Daffodil burrows. Wolves.
Eaten by wolves. That's brutal.
Lovo Baljabuk. Bees.
Ah, what a knobhead. Killed by bees. Okay, good job. Gonna set fire to the whole community. Oh. They actually hit them pretty well, to be fair.
Why didn't you bother to read them?
We'd have time later.
Who's we?
Oh,
No one. Without friends, what are we surviving for? Good little
Got 'em.
Harfots. Stick to the path.
this is a big speech.
Our way has kept us alive 1,000 years.
Well, some of you are alive.
Any Harfoot that breaks them is to be decaravan.
Oh, caravan. I'm like, yeah, you're not sick. I ain't hanging out with you. Like, anyway, you're boring. See you later. She's buzzing to get decaravanned.
You may as well have stamped our name in the book of the left behind.
Yeah, well, good, hopefully, fingers crossed.
That's all right.
I was thinking I might defer.
he's that stunned him.
Well, I listened to him on occasion, so yes, I had my suspicions.
She even sounds like Emma Watson.
That wasn't my fault.
Actually, it feels right. That one wasn't.
I wasn't talking to you!
Oh, bro.
I'm made apprentice. I've been accepted to the Builders Guild.
Yeah, badass.
Your people have no king, for you are him.
Ah, another hidden king.
It was my family that lost the war.
And it was mine who started it.
I'm gonna bond the races.
Come with me to Middle-earth, and together we will redeem both our bloodlines.
You can't turn that down, mate. Yo, I want to live here. This is not fair. I want to say that's like Minas Tirith before, obviously before Lord of the Rings. The main building looks exactly the same with the white tree and the platform. But I don't want to say it and then I'm wrong, and I don't know. You guys are gonna know, so you guys can tell me. I'm pretty sure it is. It looks identical. Okay, this is pain watching. I really like these barefoots. I like that they all help each other.
A moment to get my breath under me.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going. If you fall behind, you're dead. But then we're going to talk about how you were left behind. Oh, there's a big giant going to carry it.
Friend.
He said a word. Oh. Get wrecked. That was pretty good. I didn't know you'd do that. Oh, mate, you tried to run already? That was poor. Well, yeah, that's unlucky for you as well. Tug of war. Come on, mate! Nice. That's all it took to get rid of all their camouflage cover.
Release the warg!
The warg. No, it doesn't sound like a warg. Oh, but it is a warg, yep. How did they look better in Lord of the Rings 20 years ago? I know, it doesn't look that bad. It looks goofy, but it doesn't look too bad. Oh, she's done. Low. He got him with a stick. There's only 2 of them survived. Wow. Oh, has he been shot? Yep. He's been Boromired. That was the biggest fail ever. I thought everyone was going to escape together. Oh, right. They need to stop with the slow motion. This shows... I can't believe how much of a fail. I really thought they were going to... What? I'm meant to know that is. I'm always like wondering, like, I'm meant to know these characters. Like I say, I know the Lord of the Rings, but like the films, I don't know like books or anything, or even what this is about in terms of what they're going to do later. So I don't know, but yeah, but I enjoyed this episode. I think there are definitely still some things I'm not the biggest fan of. Primarily the Hardfoots. As soon as it got to them, I just felt it stop again. It's done like 3 episodes in a row wherever it cuts to the Hardfoots / Hobbits, whatever. It just comes to such a standstill for like 10 or 15 minutes. Every single episode so far has been by far like the weakest part of it. Because I felt like we were on a momentum with the storyline with Galadriel and I don't know his name, but the human guy who I think is pretty cool. That was kind of getting some steam, and you know, like I said, the acting and the dialogue's still not the best, and I still don't think the story has like fully gripped me yet. But I feel like we made a bit of progress with this episode in terms of that. And then it just cuts to the Hardfoots, you know. Oh. Right, we've now got 10 minutes of them like chatting waffle with none of the no characters that I actually like there. Even like the giant, it's like I'm not that bothered. I know it's going to have purpose in the story at points, but right now I'm just not that invested in that storyline. And I'm not really invested in any of the storylines at the moment, but that is the one that I'm least invested in by far. I feel like everything else this episode I was like starting to make a bit of progress with in terms of actually liking some of the characters. Like I said, I don't know his name, but the guy who's kind of with, see if we can find it. The guy who's with Galadriel. Yeah, I can't see him here. You know who I mean, though. He's pretty good. I think he has a lot of potential in terms of possibly being a good character, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I like that they've kind of added that his family lost the war, and then her family started it or whatever, and they're going to form their bloodline, or not form their bloodlines, but they're going to try and make amends for their like family's mistakes, basically. So I think that's kind of interesting. Again, CGI, music, all that stuff was really good. I don't think there's one bad bit of CGI. I thought the warg maybe could have looked bad, but it looked okay. Still looked better in The Lord of the Rings. I don't even know how that's possible. Maybe not even CGI wise, just design wise. They look sick in Lord of the Rings. That one looked kind of more like a younger warg, maybe. It don't look as fully grown as we've kind of seen them in Lord of the Rings, so maybe that's why. But yeah, the whole like orc slave camp thing, I thought that was pretty good. I think the slow motion was overused. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. It's fine. But then when he saw his mate die and then he fell back in slow motion, I was like, oh, we get it. Slow mo can really work, or it can come across as super cheesy. and I think it came across as really cheesy in this episode when it didn't need to as well. I felt like the storyline again wasn't the most in depth. They were just an orc slave camp, but it was entertaining. I didn't think it needed the slow motion, and yeah, I think they did it about 5 times, so 5 times too many. Maybe you could get away with 1 or 2 at certain points, but yeah. I think that was slow motion. I think slow motion can work if it's used sparingly. When it's overdone, the only film it works in is The Matrix. It's like the only film where slow motion, because it makes sense. Here it's just like done in a cheesy kind of way, but I didn't mind it up until that last bit anyway, and it's not even that deep. So, I don't even know what I've written here. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I know what I've written here. I like that the orcs are practical. They look way better. The orcs here look better than they did in the Hobbit trilogy, that's for sure. So at least we have that. Yeah, we made a bit of headway. I like the characters are kind of warming, but I still want to say I love any. I say the most likable is probably, like, say, that human guy in Galadriel's story, who I don't even know the name of. So I can't love him that much, but it's good. That's going to happen with a show like this, of course. I'm a bit confused about Isildur. Like, aren't we too far before Lord of the Rings where he should even be a thing? Or is Isildur... I might be... How old is Isildur? How old is Isildur? Isildur birth... SA3... I don't even know what I'm reading. SA3209 Númenor... Rule SA3320 SA Death. Oh, so he's 234. Okay, so how long before is Rings of Power? So he's 234, and this spans nearly 3,500 years. So that makes no sense. Oh, but it's 19 years after. Yeah, I know. Okay. So the Rings of Power TV show is set at a minimum 5,000 years before. So it's not the Isildur. It's not the Isildur I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is not the Isildur that I know of. It's just the same name. That's why I'm confused. Okay, that's fine. That's what Google tells me. Google could be wrong. Also, a couple of more negatives. Of course, I still feel like Galadriel, there's like no warmth to her character. I think maybe there's 1 or 2 moments, maybe. That goofy scene, again, in slow motion, with her on the horse smiling, that was dumb. I get what they were trying to do, but that was ridiculous. So yeah, I'm still not fully on board with Galadriel. Again, I like her as a character in Lord of the Rings, so that's fine, but here, there's just... I know she's very single-minded in her goal at the moment, but I feel like that can... Butcher's like that in The Boys, and Butcher is more likeable than Galadriel, because I feel like there's more to... And to be fair, Carl Urban's a better actor, but... Yeah, I just feel like there's more. You can have a character who has got one goal in mind, and that's all they care about, and still make them a good character. Galadriel's not quite there for me yet, so... Yeah, overall, I'd say this is my favourite of the season so far. I think it definitely came to a standstill when it got to the Hardfoots. It just did. But I think they have built on the world a bit more here. And again, it's just the characters for me at the moment. I'm not bonding with any of them. And I'm not super invested in... I think the stories are okay, but I'm not like... I won't say I'm invested, so... It's hard. I'll go a 7 out of 10 for this episode, I think. I think without the Hardfoots, or if they replace that with something better, it probably would have been like 7.2 or something. But yeah, they definitely brought that pace into a standstill. So I don't think it's... This has got 74% on track. I think that's maybe a bit low. I don't know. So people are clear. Someone here is giving it a 1 out of 10. Very bad, weak plot, actors so-so. It's like, I don't think... How can you say this is a 1 out of 10? That's confusing to me. I think people are definitely wanting to shit on the show just to shit on it, which is strange to me, because I don't see it. I don't see like this. People are comparing this to like the CW shows, like Supergirl and stuff, and personally, I don't really see that. I think there's definitely more to this show than that. Again, it's all subjective. people think this is genuinely a 1 out of 10, then that's fair. But I think when people give bad ratings to things that I disagree with, like, it's like parts of Lost, for example. It's like there are parts of that where I can understand why people don't like certain aspects of that show. That's my favourite show of all time, is why I use that as an example. But with here, I don't get it. There's some bad dialogue, there's some bad acting for sure, but I don't think 1 out of 10. I don't know. I'll go 7 for this episode. I think it was a good one. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. And if you do want the early kind of and uncut reactions to Rings of Power, then link to the Patreon page will be in the description and one of the comments down below. And I'll see you next week for episode 4. I really hope episode 4 is a banger, because then we'll be halfway through the season. I think yeah, this is 10 episodes, I'd be a bit more lenient, but because it's 8, I think episode 4 needs to be really, really strong. So we'll see. Yeah, until then, take care. Peace.